Are screenplay contests a scam? Well, I'm not going to make any friends in the screenplay contest space, but yes, they are. And this is coming from somebody who has submitted to dozens and dozens, nay, hundreds and hundreds of screenplay contests and have won a handful of them. So I have the experience of someone who's been rejected and selected and won. And I'm going to be honest with you. Look, a lot of these festivals prey on, well, prey is the wrong word, but I'm going to be as honest as possible, at least feelings-wise. These festivals prey on desperate people like you and I who want to get read. Writers want to get read. Hey, I've got this great script. I want people to read it. How do I get it out there? I need exposure. Festivals do offer exposure if you go to the right one. Now, I'm not saying all of them are a scam, but I would say the majority are. If you go to a festival that has a track record for establishing people, helping people's career, then you're in a great fucking spot. If you go to a festival like, for example, West Virginia sci-fi screenplay contest, it's gonna get you fuck all. That means nothing. That will mean nothing for you. As a matter of fact, I wouldn't hurt your career, but I wouldn't put that on your resume either. Even if you won greatest script of all time, it means very little, unfortunately, because those people don't have the track record or the industry validation that a vouch from them would do you any favors, if you know what I mean. So don't necessarily go to every festival, Screenplays festival, just because you think, I want to get read, I want to get some laurels, I want to get some attention. You have to be very, very careful. Now, when I mean screenplay contests are a scam, let me paint a picture for you. You have a script that you want to get out. You look up screenplay contests and there's one that's taking submissions now. Submission window is open, $50 to submit. You pay your $50. That festival has now made $50, but they don't necessarily owe you anything. Remember that. They can get 10,000 submissions of scripts, and that doesn't even guarantee that they'll read it. To be honest, odds are they probably don't. Don't read it, to be 100% honest. Again, I've never run a contest. I don't know anybody who has run a contest, but I would not be surprised if they don't actually read the script that you sent. So you just paid $50, sometimes $75, sometimes $100, sometimes $120 to be read by this specific contest. And they'll say, we'll come back to you in 6 weeks. 6 weeks, 6 months, doesn't matter. The times are always different. Anyway, so you get in there, you submit the script, you wait 6 weeks, and you find out you weren't selected. Oh man, damn it, I'm out $50. Oh well, the next festival, you do it again, another 50, another $75, just for the chance of getting read, just for the chance of getting exposure, getting noticed, all that stuff. But this second festival takes you in. Hey, $50, not bad. Oh my God, I won grand prize, which by the way, I did win a grand prize at a festival. I'll give you my experience about that in a little later. You win this second festival, grand prize. Woo, okay, they're gonna send you a certificate. Okay, awesome. They used to send money. Now they will just send you what they say, a prize package that's worth $10,000 or whatever. And it's like, oh, screenwriting software or whatever. They send you a certificate, they send you the award. Oh my God, that's great. I can't wait for the studios to reach out to me to read the script because it won the thing. Then crickets. Nobody's coming to get you. Nobody's coming to read you. No one's knocking on your door, sending emails. You can use that in emails to query letters to agents and managers. Hey, I wrote this, this, and this, and it won this, this, and this. And sometimes that'll move the needle, sometimes they just won't write back because that doesn't really mean much unless you win something like the Nicole Fellowship. The example was to illustrate the point that winning doesn't necessarily move the needle for your career. As a matter of fact, it probably just leaves you in the same spot from where you started. I'll give you an example from one of my successes in the screenwriting game. I won a contest, Best Horror Script. It was for 2017. Two of the people actually that were actually reading it, the judges, were pretty high profile, and that got me read by a whole bunch of people. It almost got me a manager. It almost got me sold a couple times, and it got me on the blood list. The blood list was sort of the hot spec scripts in horror of that year. There was the blacklist, which was like the hottest scripts of the year that haven't been sold. There was a blood list, which was the horror ones. And I was on that for 2017. That certainly helped, but it didn't get me manager. It didn't get me read, from the bigger people that I thought it would, and it didn't get it sold. That script sat on my hard drive for years until a friend I knew through industry contacts had wanted to revisit it, and it's been optioned, but now it's sort of sitting in limbo in terms of what's going to happen to it. Did the festival necessarily help me make that a reality? Not really, because I could have just reached out to my friend, hey, I've got this great script, I'd love you to read it, blah, blah, blah. And he and his people would have probably optioned it regardless of any prestige from the blood list or the screenplay win. Just recently, last year, 2024, I won a screenplay contest with a new script I'd written, something I really enjoyed, something very different, very much like a Wicker Man kind of a thing. I submitted it to the festival, you know, just to try it out, just to see. I'm always experimenting. You never know what's gonna hit. I was very happy to win, and I was like, okay, great, that's fantastic. Let's see what happens. And that's kind of what cemented my opinion on screenplay contests in general, because the win happened, and then nothing. No emails, no nothing from agents or managers, none of that. Now, I had thought about using that win to open doors for me from managers and agents, but even that's tough because nowadays agents and managers are either closed door policy when it comes to new submissions and new clients and things like that, and it's only if they have a friend of a friend who knows somebody will they take a look. And a festival doesn't necessarily move the needle on stuff like that. Now, when you submit to a screenplay contest, there's a couple things you want. You want it to sell, you want it to get your representation, you want it to maybe land you the next gig. And most times the spec script is a sample piece. You won't necessarily sell the script, but it'll open a door for a gig or an assignment. And that's usually the case when it comes to writing. Something you should be aware of. Your dream script could just be a massive calling card, which is not necessarily a bad thing. And the sooner you make peace with it, the better, my friend. And ultimately, yes, the right contest can open doors, can get you in the right position to start your career, but the majority of screenplay contests are scams because there's an easy route to money for the people running it. They'll take your entry fee, they'll pocket it, and then they may or may not read it. They may just pick from 100 scripts and just whittle it down to the top 3 from there. You don't know that they've read it unless you paid extra for notes, and that's a service that they offer at a quite steep price, because that means they actually have to read it as opposed to pretending they've read it. And if you are okay with that, then you're okay with that. But just be aware that that necessarily will not shake up your career, will not get you hired, will not get you representation, and may not 100% get you the next gig, which kind of puts you back to square one. They are just money pits, and I do not recommend it. Now, how do you research what festivals are worth it and which ones are not? A lot of these contests, you have to look at what the prizes actually are, who the judges actually are, you know, what they've done in the past, what's their track record, that kind of stuff, and then look at past successes. Who's won? Where has that gotten them? All this stuff. What you need to do instead is reach out to people who can actually help you. Reach out to managers, reach out to producers who are looking for content, reach out to people. Look, networking is important. This is way more important. Reach out to industry people and say, hey, are you looking for anything? Would you read this and give me some feedback? Do you know anybody who's looking for this or that? Get out there, get people who are working in the industry, number one, because a lot of these screenplay people are not in the industry necessarily, or they produce a couple movies and then that gives them the expertise to run the contest. You have to go to the people who are actually working, doing stuff, and hey, I know somebody who might love this. Let me pass it on to this and this. That's actually what happened with a lot of my scripts. Just industry people. Oh, I actually know a manager who would love to read this. Oh, I know this person or that person who'd like to give this a read. Oh, can I pass this on to this and this? Yeah. It's all word of mouth. It's all networking. That's what's always worked for me. Contests have done nothing for me. So, and when you look at it objectively, and not cynically, but just objectively, it's an easy way to make money. So it's easy for people to just scam desperate writers out of money they don't have. We don't have this money to spend. We need to feed ourselves, feed our families, keep ourselves going so we can write the next thing. Don't throw it away into a screenplay contest that's going to get you nothing. Work harder on building up your network. That's the important key here. My friend, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you so much. If you haven't done it yet, consider subscribing so you and I can talk cinema again. I love you very much. Take care of yourselves. Drop a thumbs up on this video. I am honored to have you here. I wish you the best of luck. Let's get it.